Hello, everybody. How am I feeling today? How am I feeling today? I'm feeling good, actually. Doing a lot of thinking this past week, really these past few months, but really, like, especially this past week. I was talking to a mentor, and just about the work I've been doing in my experience, because I feel somewhat disconnected to it. I mean, I don't know. I've had a hard time putting out information because I don't know, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say at the moment. No? Um, I don't feel like I have a whole lot to say. I have been putting out this message of, hope and happiness and everything, and, that's cute. But I feel like there's something more in me, but I don't know what it is, because you can only say that so many times. You can only be like, okay, be happy. I mean, I am a happy person overall. Overall, in the end, at the end of the day, I will always be smiling and happy. But, there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. And I was talking to him about my experience, when I was diagnosed with HIV. And, I've said before that I haven't cried, that I try not to cry because I try to find other ways to express myself or release whatever is in me. And that's great, that's cool, but he was like, wait, so you really never cried? Never at all? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, have you even really had a chance to grieve for yourself? And I didn't really, I mean, I kind of knew what he meant by that, but I mean, I asked him to expand a little. And he was like, well, there was a part of you that no longer exists after you were diagnosed with HIV. Did you grieve for that part of you that you lost? And I, had to think for a second. I was like, no, I haven't. I haven't taken the time to sort out all my feelings with it. I mean, in the end, yes, I've accepted it, and I'm gonna be okay. Like, I've accepted that I'm gonna be okay, and that I'm gonna live, and that all this stuff. I've accepted that I have HIV. I've accepted all this stuff about it, But I skipped over a lot of the emotions in between, a lot of the experience in between. You know, I I didn't feel anything when I was told I had HIV. I mean, I just looked at the tester just like this. They were very confused and very worried, and I didn't really know why at first. I mean, I kind of knew why, but I didn't really want to think about it, and that's what it was. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to experience what it was because I didn't want to. I didn't want to feel like I had HIV. You know, I didn't want to feel it because a big part of me, I was like, if I start crying, like, I'm not gonna be able to stop. It's just gonna keep on coming and coming and coming, and I didn't have time to deal with that. And it's hard because when I was growing up, I was told and taught that of course it's okay to show your emotions and it's okay to cry, but you have to hold it together. You can't be a mess. You have to hold it together. I feel like that's something that's been installed just where I grew up. You don't let them see you sweat. You don't let them see you cry. You don't let them see that. You pull it together. You cry behind the door. You put on your smile and you come out smiling. You know? Because the thing is, there's always somebody that can be worse. There's always somebody, because that's the thing. I was like, well, I wasn't diagnosed with AIDS. I have HIV. I don't have AIDS. There are people that have it so much worse than I do. So because of that, and because I kept on thinking that, I didn't feel like I deserved to cry. I didn't feel like I deserved to get emotional because really, in the end, I am so blessed and lucky, and I'm so thankful for that. But I let that distract me and keep me from fully feeling. I haven't, and since getting HIV, I've never felt like I have it. I haven't gotten sick. I haven't gotten a sniffle. I haven't gotten anything, which is amazing. I'm not asking to get sick. I'm not asking to get sick. That's awesome. But when I first was diagnosed, I thought, maybe something will happen where I'll finally feel like I'll have it. I'll be like, I'm in the hospital and this is why, because I can feel this. Something is in me is sick. I can feel it. But I haven't felt it. Not once. I don't feel it. I don't feel that it is a part of my body. Like, I feel it and I know it up here, but I don't know it here. I don't feel it. I don't know it. And it's hard because what you're told that we are told, I was told or taught that it's good to, show your emotions, but you can't let yourself lose it. So if I feel like if I let myself cry, I would lose it, then what am I supposed to do? I don't want to lose it. I can't lose it. If I start crying, I would literally feel like I won't stop, because there's so much that doesn't just have to do with the HIV, that has to do with my family, with my relationships, because there were so many things that led to that outcome. It wasn't just, in the end, it is my actions, but there were a lot of things that led me to those actions. A lot of things that influenced that. So it's been a little difficult to look at myself and try to piece together that experience and what I skipped over. I've been trying to revisit certain parts of the grieving process that I skipped over. And it's really hard. It's really, really, really hard, because I don't know, it just is. I mean, it's difficult when people, come to you for this advice and for all this stuff, and it's like for answers, and yeah, I'm able to give it to people, but it's not because I've made it, or because I completely understand, or I've conquered this disease inside my body. It's not that. It's because I'm dealing with these things as well. The advice that I give to people, it's something that I'm trying to adhere to and follow as well, just as hard, and it doesn't mean that I'm succeeding at all. It doesn't mean I'm succeeding. And it's hard because then you feel like, oh my gosh, like I can't really share too much and tell you even much more than the advice that I give, because if I do that, then it becomes about me, and it doesn't become about the person that I'm helping, and it's hard to find people to talk to about that. It's hard to find somebody that really gets that. And yeah, my dancing does help a lot with it. It has helped a lot with me grieving and healing and, moving on, but, it's not, I realize now it's still not enough. I mean, it's good to have this outlet that I can pour myself into, but that doesn't mean that I should use it to distract from the actual problem. That's what I've done a lot of the time, because it does feel good for me to go and do this and go and dance it off and everything, but, it feels good for alcoholics to go and drink a bottle of vodka or whatever, and that helps them deal with it. It doesn't mean it makes the problem better, So I am very thankful to have that outlet, but I'm realizing I need more, you know? Outlet is a great place to start, though. It is an awesome place to start, but I need more. No, some people. I mean, I shared this with a friend, and he was like, okay, well then, if you feel this way and you feel so unsure about yourself a lot of the time, then why have you been, putting out these videos? Why have you been speaking about this? And a big part of it is because I feel like it needs to happen. I don't see this happening. I don't see many people speaking out about their experience. I don't see many positive guys talking about this besides, Adrian and Patrick and, a few other people that I've met. It's not something that is happening and it needs to happen. And I'm not gonna wait for myself to be ready to speak about it. Like I'm not. I'm not gonna wait. Why wait? Wait for what? Wait for who? There's no need to. I'm not gonna wait. We don't have time to wait. So, even though I'm still going through this process, I still feel like I can make a difference. And I really hope that's what other people see and feel as well. You may still be figuring out what this is, what your grieving process is, where you're going with this, but that doesn't mean you can't make a difference and speak out. We need more people like us to speak out, that are going through this, that know what this feels like. I wish I knew what it felt like. I can't feel nothing. Okay. Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm going to try to piece together this grieving process that I skipped over. We'll see what happens. Maybe I will cry. I really hope not. But I feel like I need to. It's just hard. I felt like I needed to cry this past week, so I think I've been thinking a lot about what happened when I first got HIV. And it does hit me here. It hits me here, but it's just like, I'm like, it won't come at all. So, oh well, we'll just see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see what happens.